Okay, I think I am live. Now, before we get started here, I am we are doing a continuing our book review of the U2. I haven't done this for a while. I apologize. Haven't went live for a while. I think the last time I went live was when I started having trouble with the live streams. Because remember, I am in Thailand, and even though I have really good internet here, I pay for the fastest internet here. A lot of times, what I find out in live streams is that the internet sometimes will be in and out, and it goes in and out. Of course, it breaks up the live. So I'm going to be a little bit rusty doing this, but I was really in the mood, really wanted to start going live here and be more consistent with everything. And what kind of like flubs me up, just to be transparent, is this a time change in Thailand? I mean, I lots of times when I wake up, it's nighttime in the United States, or at least in the evening time in the United States. So my mind just gradually, even when I think about calling home, calling my mom, my sister, family, best friends, and stuff like that, my mind just goes, it doesn't go in the gutter, but mine just thinks like, oh, everybody's sleeping, everybody's in bed. And I carry that kind of thought throughout the day in Thailand, but what I got to do is just go live and just go live no matter if people are sleeping or not. But anyway, let's get rocking and rolling. Just let me know if everybody can see me and it's not like a black screen, because lots of times I need to know that. But anyway, let's get going. We are on chapter 3, and I'm living a little bit dangerous today because usually I preview the chapter before we go live, but this time I didn't. So you're going to have to forgive me if I stumble over stuff. But we are going over You² This is by Price Pritchett. You can grab this book on YouTube. Not on YouTube. You can grab this book on Amazon. It's a great book. I've had this book forever, probably at least a decade. I read it many times. It's a short, sweet. This is why I love this book, because the chapters are only 1 or 2 pages, short, sweet, to the point. They don't have 10, 20-page chapters. So this is why I kind of picked this book. Short, sweet, to the point. And the third chapter is called actually You². And depending upon what you want to call it, if you want to call it You² or You², but that's what chapter 3 is about this book. So let's continue here. Most people operate with a mindset that assumes success comes one step at a time. Let me pause here. Let me put on my glasses. Because I felt like I was going to go like this. That's why I put my glasses on. You see me when I was reading, I was like inching it closer and closer and closer to me. This is going to be a comedy show when we go through this. So let me read it one more time, because this is what most people think is, listen to this. The first flipping sentence of the chapter is, listen, most people operate with a mindset that assumes success comes one step at a time. What does this mean? It means we think of success logically. We think from our conscious mind. Remember, our conscious mind thinks very logical, meaning like there's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. You have to follow a sequence of events. Okay, that's what Price Pritchett is trying to point out here, is that most people operate with a mindset that assumes, listen, you assume success comes one step at a time. Okay, you can't jump from step. You're in step 1, but you can't go from step 1 to step 10. Okay, most people think that you can't do that because it's not logical. That's not what we've been taught. That's not what we've been taught in school. Okay, but okay, to give you some proof in the pudding here, I really feel like talking about this, is that, listen, our conscious mind is very logical, but our subconscious mind is very, very illogical. Your subconscious mind will take you from step 1 to step 10. Okay. Your subconscious mind can literally take you where you're struggling making money, you're struggling month to month, And then overnight, you're literally like an overnight success where money's coming from every single angle. That's your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't go by logic. It just takes you, it basically gives you what you give it. That's 100% true, but it's very, very impersonal. It's not trying to figure out what's best for you. It's not trying to figure out what's good or bad for you. You understand? Your subconscious mind gives you what you give it. So if you constantly feeding your subconscious mind with success, you're wealthy, you want your dream house, your dream car, no matter what it is, eventually your subconscious mind, you're going to imprint it in your subconscious mind and it's going to give it to you. And it's going to come rather quickly. It's going to come not logically. You understand this. Okay. So I just want to point that out because yeah, it's a first sentence. Wow, we. But anyway, let's continue. So I'll reread it one more time because it's so powerful. Most people operate with a mindset that assumes success comes one step at a time. The unspoken but popular notion is that we must move systematically from our present level of achievement to the next. Then the thinking goes, from that stage, we can begin working toward graduating to still the next higher level and sequence. Gradual what does it say? Gradual progress. So it's basically just stating what I just repeated. I kind of jumped ahead, even though I actually didn't skim this chapter before I sat down because I said this in the beginning. So I didn't know what it was going to say. But he's saying the same thing is especially going through the school system, we're taught like what if you're a beginner, you start with step one. Once you finish step one, you move to step two, then you move to step three. Okay. Then we're taught this when we have a job. When it's raise time, every single year you get a raise and you get like a 30 cents raise each time. Like everything is incremental. Little pieces of the puzzle is only giving to you. And that's what you think. That's what you're trained to believe. And listen to this. When you're trained to believe this, that's what the subconscious mind gives you. Okay. That's what I just told you. Okay. See, that's really your takeaway. It's basically kind of the thought of nobody's never wrong, like in a sense. You don't have to believe what I'm saying because in a sense, we're both right. Because my subconscious mind is giving me what I give it. It's giving me my beliefs, bottom line. And your subconscious mind is doing the same thing. Your subconscious mind is giving you what you believe to be true for you. That's what you see in your 3D world. Okay. So in essence, we're both not wrong when we start arguing about this, debating about this information. We're both right. Makes sense? Because your subconscious mind is very, very impersonal. It just gives you what you're giving it. It gives you your deep rooted beliefs. It gives you what you think about all day long, no matter if it's negative or positive, no matter if you murmur and complain all day long. That's what your subconscious mind is giving you. And he has a little quote here before we move on. It said, "You² implies an explosive jump in your personal performance that puts you far beyond the next logical step." So this is really chapter 3 is really the meat and potatoes of this book. Okay, listen, You². This is why Price Pritchett named it You² or You², because U² implies you're doing an explosive jump. You're moving from step 1 to step 5. You're moving from step 1 to step 10, or you're moving from step 1 to step 5. You're jumping from step 5 to step 10. You're jumping from step 10 to step 20. Okay, you're not following this little incremental steps, baby steps. You're not doing baby steps in life, baby. You're not doing baby steps in growth. You're not doing baby steps in success. Okay, I'm just making sure everything's cool, making because I'm not like looking at YouTube or anything. But let's continue. We've got one page here. I just read you this one. So let's get to the meat and potatoes here. This is an unfortunate misconception, and it is clearly reflected in the way people function. They go about day to day striving to make incremental gains in their performance. That's pretty routine. That's the pathway of conventional growth. meaning that's what we've been taught. We've been taught to take little baby steps, just like I've been explaining. But your life simply does not always have to operate that way. You've just been taught. That's all it is. It's just a belief. Even if somebody didn't sit down and teach you this, you've heard it over and over and over and over from somebody or from a lot of people. Listen, advancing at a measured pace, step by step, from where you are to a little bit better, originally feels easier, more natural, and even safer. But in certain areas of your life, you can just as easily think in terms of skipping levels. You can move from one present level of achievement to one that is several stages higher directly. This is what we've been talking about from the very beginning. You make the quantum leap. You become you squared. Instead of accepting present circumstances or being content with gradual improvement, you go for a breakthrough. And when he said that, that's really what my channel is all about. You know what I mean? It's about living life on your terms. And for for some of you, that's going to mean different things. Uh, the camera is kind of blurry. It must be focusing on something. So, maybe it's my glasses, but looks a little bit blurry. The camera is focusing on something else instead of me. But anyway, like when you live life in your terms, you want to call the shots. You want to design your life exactly how you want it to go. You want to live your life exactly how you want to live it. You want to be able to do, be, and have anything you want. You want to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. That's living life on your terms. And of course, kind of how I'm describing living life on your terms, I'm taking a success and manifesting standpoint. Okay, how to do it, how to achieve it. That's your breakthrough. Okay. U squared implies an explosive jump in your personal performance that puts you far beyond the next logical step. It's a formula for stunning advances in achievement and the realization of your dreams. The concept is one of the exponential gains rather than incremental progress. You might compare it to multiplying instead of adding. It means a geometric progression in effectiveness. Besides, now he's basically saying, besides adding one plus one is two, you're going through life on the times table. You're multiplying everything. It's 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 16 is what? I'm 132 or something like that. Like you're gonna see, you're gonna see how good I am in math. But that's what he's saying. That's how you have to get. That's how progress is. Progress is what you make of it, what you believe it is. And guess what? That's exciting as well as provocative. But it gets even better. Remember, quantum leaps can come without apparent effort. Wow. I'll read that one more time. Price Pritchett says, but it gets even better. Remember, quantum leaps can come without effort. Okay. Remember what I've said. Okay. And I'm kind of getting ahead here. But remember, our power, the power we possess, okay, because remember, I want to put this down because I feel like talking. I'm holding it in my hand. Let me move stuff out of the way here. That way I can kind of get more comfortable when I talk. Is remember, we are all connected to source power. Okay. That's basically our subconscious mind, conscious mind is connected to consciousness, a higher consciousness. Our subconscious mind is the nickname to our subconscious mind is our spiritual mind. So before I have a brain fart, let me see where I'm at. Remember, quantum leaps can come without apparent effort. Remember, our power is when we're very, very relaxed. Okay. Remember, like sometimes when I manifest things and big things come into my life, it's always when I just completely let it go. I'm relaxed. I don't care. I forgot about it. I'm not looking for the how. I'm not trying to figure it out. That's when things come to me. Okay, even when I ask for guidance from the universe, guidance from God, whatever you want to call it, okay, for yourself. The answer comes when I'm at a very, very relaxed state and I'm not looking for the how. Okay. So it's not like a superhero movie where when we watch a Marvel movie and it's kind of funny when you watch superhero movies, Marvel movies, and stuff like that. In in order for them to use their superpowers, they have to be mad and angry. But in real life, it's actually opposite. Our superpowers come when we're very, very relaxed. And that's what Price Pritchett is talking about here. Remember, quantum leaps can come without a parent's effort. I'm not trying to force it. I'm not trying to figure it out. These are high velocity moves that can carry you to dramatically higher performance levels without time consuming struggle. Quantum leaps seem to violate common sense. Isn't that so true? Like the stuff I'm talking about right now, it's not logical. It doesn't make sense. Okay. It defies logic. It defies everything we've been taught in school or what we've been taught by parents or growing up. It defies our internal beliefs around things. That's why he says quantum leaps seem to violate common sense utterly. The idea of moving to a higher orbit and skipping several rungs on the achievement ladder in the process strikes people as far fetched, maybe even outrageous. You, you understand? He's kind of digging deeper just in the whole concept. After the fact, quantum leaps may be viewed as practical, sensible, and even obvious moves, but they typically do not come to you as the obvious moves at the moment. Usually, it's the retrospect that you perceive their hidden logic and elegance. Invariably, quantum leaps are not complex or intricate maneuvers. They tend to be simple, energy efficient, and time saving. I'll reread that last sentence one more time. Quantum leaps are not complex or intricate maneuvers. They tend to be simple, energy efficient, and time saving. YOU², the quantum leap strategy, can deliver those special dreams and ambitions that you instinctively feel should be yours. But the breakthrough demands a radical departure from the same of your habits. And that's the end of chapter 3. And really, chapter 3, we went over the introduction in chapter 1. Chapter 3 here was really kind of the meat and potatoes, how the book is going to transpire from here on out, because it really described YOU², what it really meant. It's meant that you can double, triple, quadruple 5 times your life, 10 times your life overnight if you just believe it. And it's how to do it. So when we move on to chapter 4 and beyond is going to be more into how we're doing it. This basically just sets up the premise uh, of the whole book. And I almost feel like moving on and reading it because I'm in that mood. I've been in that personal development mood, in that mood for myself, like reading things myself and stuff like that. And I might even go live every day and do this rather than just doing it once or twice a week. I might actually just go live every day and go through this stuff. And but I'm pretty excited for the next chapter because I haven't read this book for a long time. But again, this really kind of sets up the premise here. But before I go, to kind of sum up what I was talking about, which I kind of did very well, is that let me take off my glasses. I'm not reading anymore. Is that you have to believe that you can live your dream life. Okay, you can do anything you want to do. You can live life on your terms. You can have and be anything you want. Okay. Anything. This is what like I love about Never Goddard is that your imagination creates reality. Now, never got or went deep. Your imagination is connected to God. Okay, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole yet in this video, but the whole point is I'm trying to make is if you can see it in your imagination, you can have it. If you can see it in your imagination, you can be it. Okay. It can come into your 3D world if you can see it. That's your confidence you can have, that you have to have. If I can see myself rich and wealthy, and I can go inside my imagination and I can design my life how I really want it to be, I can be it. It can happen. It can come into my 3D world. Okay. And it can come into my 3D world rather quickly. The more I believe it can happen overnight. Okay. It's almost like when we hear overnight successes. Okay. It's the same thing. It's the same principle that Price Pritchett is talking about in this book is U squared. Okay. There is no logical sequence of success. Okay. Meaning we're kind of taught this in work when we start becoming an adult, meaning like if you make 35, 40,000 a year, besides you thinking you make 100, you don't do that. What you end up doing if you make 40,000 a year, you think, well, 45,000. I'll go for a job I make 45,000. Okay. Then I'll go to a job that makes 50. Then I'll go to a job that makes 60. Then I'll go to a job that makes 65. Then I'll go to a job that makes 70. Then I'll go to a job that makes 80. Okay. You're thinking logically. You're not thinking illogical. Okay. Why can't listen to this? Why can't you, if you're making 40,000 a year right now, why can't you jump and make 100,000 a year? Why can't you do that? What's holding you back? Nothing's holding you back. The only thing holding you back is how you're thinking around it. That's what you have to understand. That's the only thing holding you back. The only thing holding you back is yourself and your thoughts and your beliefs around it. If you firmly believed that dude, I can go from 40 grand a year to 100, it would happen if you firmly believed it. Okay. It's the same principle. It's the same principle if you were already making 100,000 a year, and let's say you lost your job and you were jobless for a whole year. Well, when you go and look for new jobs, you're going looking for new jobs at 100,000. You're not going backwards to 40 because you've already made 100. So you know that you can make 100. So you go right back to it. Okay, it's the same principle. Okay, but it goes off of what you believe. Okay, you can jump. Okay, and it's the same thing. You can be an entrepreneur. You can be working, living living kind of under a strict budget month to month to month, then all of a sudden you explode overnight. Okay. You're not doing the same thing. Stop thinking logically. You're not thinking like, well, I'm under this strict budget every single month. What would happen if I just make $1,000 extra dollars a month? That would help. Okay. But you're thinking logically. Okay. You're taking those logical steps. If I just make an extra $1,000, then after you do it, you're going to be like, well, if I just make an extra 2,000, if I just make an extra 2,000 on top of that, you go these incremental rather than thinking, why can't I, no matter if I'm under a strict budget right now, why can't I make 10 times that? Boom, overnight. Because you can. Bottom line. Okay. It's what this book says, and it's what I firmly believe. Okay. It's, what all my YouTube videos are about. Okay. In a certain way, a certain dynamic. It comes down to what you believe, your beliefs around everything. Okay. Because your subconscious mind, remember, as I wrap this up, your subconscious mind is very, very illogical. It's very impersonal. And what I mean by that is it's not it's giving, it's not how I want to explain this. Okay. Besides stumbling over my words, is your subconscious mind, it's not trying to figure out what's good or bad for you. It's not trying to figure out what's true or false. It's just giving you what you're giving it, and it's going by your beliefs. It's going by what you think about all day long, your internal beliefs, the secret you. That's the self-reflection. That's what it's giving you. Okay. So like it's the same thing. If you think all this stuff is hocus pocus, that's the mirror effect. That's what your subconscious mind is going to give you. Okay. bottom line. But other than that, my friends, other than that, tribe, just wanted to come on here, get back in the habit of going live. I'm probably going to go live tomorrow, just because I really want to go through this book. I'm really kind of excited to go through this book. I just didn't want to go all through it at one time, because this live stream would be like 8 hours, just because I put in my commentary, put in my 2 cents. And sometimes I feel like, lots of times I'm just talking out loud, uh, because of the thoughts I have. But anyway, tribe, remember, I love you guys, and I will see you maybe tomorrow live around the same time, around your bedtime. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you later.